Hello there. This is a Spyderco DoubleStuff. It's Spyderco's version of a pocket stone. This was gifted to me by a friend. He sent it. It just arrived. We were talking about them. I was asking him, a little bit about the stones because I know that he uses them. And so, and I've never used them before. And the next thing I know, Amazon's got a package on my doorstep. So, my friend is the kind of friend that just does things for the joy of doing them. And so, I don't think he wants me to say who he is. But he knows who he is. And I really do appreciate this. And if he wants to chime in on this video and say, yeah, it was me, go ahead. I don't have any problem giving credit to him for it because this is really cool. But in my experience with him, it's not something that he generally worries about. So, but anyway, I tried to make a video with this stone earlier, and one thing led to another, and I had to stop the recording and try to do it over. So this stone was brand new, but it's already been used a little bit, and you'll be able to tell, particularly on the fine side. But what this is, it's like a 5-inch by 1-inch pocket stone, and it has a medium grit on one side and a fine grit on the other. Now this is a ceramic stone. This is a pocket stone. It's a handheld stone, although I will probably end up putting it on a stone holder at some point because my hands don't work as well anymore. They hurt a lot. If I were out in the field somewhere, I'd find a place to lay it. But this is, just from the little bit of sharpening that I've done on it already, an absolutely fantastic little pocket stone. If you're in the need of something like this, I really highly recommend this stone. Spyderco says that they don't say you shouldn't, although I see a lot of people on YouTube say you shouldn't. But Spyderco says you don't have to use any kind of lubricant on these stones. But I just can't hone dry on a stone, so I've been using soapy water, and the stone is cutting just fine. With the soapy water mix on it. So we're going to go ahead and, this is a semi-factory edge on my marbles large stockman. The reason I say it's a semi-factory edge is because I started working on this edge before I had to start over. So we're going to see, we're going to draw a burr with this stone, and then we'll go forward to the other side, flip it. We'll do exactly what we always do. But yeah, I really like this stone. Like I said, I've never had any experience with them before, and and so I asked him some questions about them because I know that he uses them a lot. I believe he mentioned that he carried a small one of these, and I bet you it's this stone or something similar with him wherever he went. So he's like me. Look, I am going to have a stone around me somewhere, no matter where I am. I've got 3 or 4 different kinds of stones in my car. Okay, if that tells you anything about how much I need to have a stone around me. So But yeah, this would make a really nice pocket stone for anybody's needs. Spyderco says that this side will wear slightly, and that the fine side won't wear at all. I don't know, because I don't have any experience with it. I do know, in talking with my friend on occasion, that he says that sometimes these don't come quite flat, and that they're a pain in the flipping rear end. Those are my words, not his. But he wasn't, you know, he was clean with what he said. But he said they're really difficult. They can be really hard and difficult to flatten if they're not flat from the factory. This stone, I didn't check with any kind of anything but my eye. But I can take this stone and look down the edge of it. I have spent a long time working on guitars. One of the things that you learn as a guitar repairman is to be able to look down the neck, the edge of the neck, sight down that neck, and you know whether or not this neck is straight or not. This has a very, very slight rise on this end of the stone, but it's absolutely minuscule. It's not something that is going to cause any issues sharpening a knife on. So yeah, I'm just using the same kind of pressure that I always use. And what that means is I'm using a very light pressure, just a little bit more than what I would use to hold the knife on the stone. And I would describe it, if I had to describe it, which I hate trying to do that, but if I was turning the volume up on a remote control, that's about the amount of pressure, actually a little bit less than that. But now I can be a little bit hard on the buttons on the remote, so take that for what it's worth, but not very much pressure at all. One of the things you also have to understand is that my hands have arthritis and nerve damage in them, and so if I were to use a ton of pressure on a handheld stone like this, it would be painful. So okay, I don't have a burr yet, so we'll keep going. I like the feel of it, but you can definitely tell that it's cutting. And you can see on this knife I don't know if I can get it in the light or not, but there's problems with this bevel. Let's put it that way. Alright, so that's kind of slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go against my instincts and hone dry, sharpen dry on this. See if there's any difference. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the funky parts of this grind where there are dips in it and seeing. That's going to tell me when I'm close to correct, because those will either be gone or come close to being gone. And this really hurts my hand. If I was out somewhere and needed, I would lay it on something to elevate it. I'm sure that actually we have almost a very fine burr. So what I'm going to do, because I'm old and everything on me don't work right, we're going to do this right here. And people might wear, oh, that's higher than the edge of the stone. Well, don't use the edge of the stone, people. It ain't rocket science. Come on. If you can't control your hand well enough to keep from hitting, if you're flying so fast down the stone that you can't control your hand well enough not to hit that, then you don't have enough control over what you're doing sharpening wise in the first place. Okay? I don't know if that'll go down and help me in any way or not. The sharpening stone holder only does like 5 1/4 inch long stones. Anything under that and it doesn't lock down. But I mean, come on, it's not that hard. Feels like there's something up under it. But yeah, it's cutting pretty fast. I find it to be fairly aggressive. Not in the sense of my, you know what, let's try. Of like my India stone. But it's really, I can tell that it's cutting, but it's still, in my opinion, fairly smooth in the way that it cuts. So and I'm just searching for a way that works, that allows me. You can't see a flipping thing I'm doing, can you? So we're not doing that anymore. Sorry. I will deal with, yeah, I got a good burr forming. I will deal with the pain in the hand. It'll be alright. They say when you get these like load up in the stone, you can see here there's a bit of it on the fine where I sharpened on it earlier. That bit of Comet or some kind of powdered, they don't say Comet by name. I just use Comet in a generic sense. Ajax, whatever. Barkeeper's Friend, Old Dutch Cleanser, any of that stuff. And a brush, they say, takes care of it. That is something that a lot of diamond stone manufacturers recommend for cleaning their stones as well, for what it's worth. And yeah, it's taken that. Beautiful. It's taken that damaged bevel away fairly well. This is a nice stone. Thank you, my friend. This is a nice stone and one that I'm gonna pretty much stick in my pocket from now on. I don't know what would happen if you were to like put this in your hip pocket and sit on it. From the way it feels, I think you would probably snap it in half. So, you know, a front pocket, a vest pocket, or breast pocket, or whatnot. The glove box of your car wouldn't take up much room there. But that's lovely. And I know that there's a bit wrong with that bevel, but we're gonna correct the rest of it in a future sharpening. What I'm gonna do, is go to the other side and work it. Wow. Lovely. Okay, I've almost got the burr turned. And the bevels are kind of close. It needs more work on this side, but that's standard. That's one of the things, what you need to understand. I was helping a friend of mine, and I'm really excited for him because he's getting he's using the method that I'm teaching, and he got really good results. He said the thing was crazy sharp off his lower grit, or scary sharp, or something like. I think he said crazy sharp, or freaky sharp, or something like that, off of the lower grit stone that he used, the first low grit stone that he used. And that's awesome. I think I heard a Facebook Messenger chime just a while ago. That's probably him. But it's important to understand that when you turn this over, when I draw a burr on this side, and I turn it over and I'm looking for a burr on this side, it's important to understand that you can turn that burr, wow. You can turn that burr a lot sooner than you should. You want to make sure that this bevel and this bevel are close to the same, so that you're not just rolling that burr over, but you're actually completing the apex on this side as well. And so, you know, if you've got a really wide bevel over here and a really skinny bevel over here, then chances are all you did was roll that burr over. You didn't really go to the very apex of the edge. And so you want to kind of keep that in mind and look at the bevels and make sure that they are close to the same in thickness and evenness along the edge of the knife, so that you know that, yeah, I got a burr, but I also know that I didn't just turn that burr that was flipped over to the side. I actually apexed my edge, because we were talking about that. He was asking questions about that, and I told him, you know, you really should, even though you got that burr, you really should work on that other side until the bevels match fairly well. They're not perfect. You don't have to get them perfect, but you have to understand, okay, if I got a really fat bevel on this side and I got a really skinny bevel, this bevel is done, they're the same. I get a really skinny bevel on this side, then this side that has the fat bevel is going to push the blade over this way when I cut. And so I won't cut a straight cut, I'll cut off that way. Okay? So that's really important to understand why the bevel needs to be even, but also because you want to apex that. So alright, I have a good bevel on both sides and a burr. Now, I don't know what this will do turning a burr. I have no experience with it. It might be like a diamond. With the diamond stones, one of the reasons I don't sharpen all the time with diamond stones, or with the coarse side of, whoa, almost cut my finger open, of a, oh yeah, that burr. Oh, I still got a little bit, but not a whole lot. Anyway, one of the reasons I don't sharpen a lot with diamond stones, or with like a really coarse, I got a burr more on this side, I think, yeah, than the other, so I want to kind of make it turn. Anyway, one of the reasons that I don't sharpen as much with diamond stones and coarse stones, really coarse stones, like 180, 150, 120, that kind of deal, or below, is because a lot of times what will happen with those kind of stones is that you'll get a big, ugly flipping burr. I mean a big, fat, nasty burr that does not want to be removed from the edge of your knife, and it can be a pain in the rear end if you, especially if, like on a diamond stone, if you use a bunch of pressure on a diamond stone and your steel is softer, like these traditional pocket knives. Now, if you got something that's 61, 62, 63 Rockwell, it's not going to do that because the steel is harder. You're not going to get as heavy of a burr off of it. But if you're using the traditional pocket knives like this with the softer steels, which I like, I know people go, oh, that's junk steel. Well, I get good edges on them. They hold really good. I don't have a problem with them. Even this 440A holds real good. A lot of your holding power in an edge is not just the hardness of the steel, but how you sharpen it and whether or not you've held that angle correctly, and a dozen different things. or half a dozen different things that ain't got anything to do with the steel and the knife. But anyway, but on the lighter steels like this, that's screaming. Still got a tiny bit of burr on that side. I wonder. Is it flipping? Okay. It might be gone. Well, it's a little bit of it. Tell me if the lighting is better. I've been using an overhead light and the light, the natural light that comes into that, not the natural light. I have an overhead 4-foot fluorescent lighting that I use. And that augments the light that is already in the room. Yeah, that that burr is gone. And I have a shaving edge. Okay, time to flip over here. But I've noticed that a lot of times when I use both of those lights, I get kind of a glare sometimes, especially up higher in the picture. So, what do you think about this lighting? Is this working, or do you like both of those lights on, or can you tell a difference? Kind of let me know if you would. Lovely. And I think the idea that you really don't need any lubricant on these stones really does make for them being a very nice pocket stone. Alright, I'm at like 28 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a two-parter. I'm going to stop here, and then we'll do another video and refine this edge on this fine side. And I may be doing that with a lot of my videos from now on, instead of trying to edit. And that's a really nice polish right now, what I've got. But instead of trying to edit the video, actually, we're going to go a little bit further with this. I'll just restart the video. We're going to go 10 more minutes or so and make this a single video. But a lot of times, resetting or setting the bevel right and then polishing takes more than most people will watch. So I may start splitting the videos up in sequences. Alright, I'll be back. It's me again, Margaret. I'm back. I'm going to use some spit to clean that with. Anyway, I don't know how long I'll have because my battery's blinking at me, but I bet you I can get 10 minutes out of it. And I really want to kind of finish out on this stone. I think 10 minutes will probably be plenty of time to get what I want out of the stone. And guys, you know, if my videos are too long, you know, all I can say is this: you can watch somebody who's not going to show you a real life representation of what's going on because you want it in an 8-minute or 12-minute video, and You don't want to have to fool with anything else. But when you get the sharpening on the stone and it takes you 15 minutes to get an edge on your lower grit stone, you're going to be wondering, well, that guy, it didn't take him half an hour or 15 minutes or whatever it is. He was done in 8 minutes or 12 minutes. Yeah, he was, because he edited the crap out of it. I edit mine sometimes too. If it takes too long on the base stone to really get a quality edge, because that's what I'm shooting for. I'm not stopping off that base stone. I'm not going to get in a hurry just because I'm recording a YouTube video. Excuse me, I bumped but I'm not going to get in a hurry just because I'm recording a YouTube video and end up with a crap edge. That's just not happening. So, you'll begin to wonder, do I suck at this? It's taking me so long. That's because you're watching some guy that's editing his videos down for YouTube, because what he's more interested in is not teaching you, but getting your view. That's what he wants. He wants your view because he wants to be popular on YouTube, or he's got a store selling stones or knives or whatever the subject is that it is that you're interested in, and he knows, an 8 to 12 minute video is about max for most people on YouTube, and actually, a lot of people are gonna stop watching at about the 3 minute mark. Okay, and he's more interested in selling whatever he's got to sell, or he's more interested in being popular on YouTube than he is actually teaching you anything worth a flip. It's better for him if you think he's magic and you suck, because you'll keep coming back to try to figure out what it is he's doing that you're not doing, and he's got you suckered in, okay? And I'm just being honest. That's the way a lot of them are, because they're looking for that YouTube view. It's a YouTube channel. They want 1,500 subscribers in the first month and all of that kind of deal. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you like to do, if that's what YouTube is, if that's what you want out of YouTube and you're the creator, there's nothing wrong with that. But it gives a false impression of reality. And if you find somebody, there's quite a few here on YouTube that do knife sharpening and stuff like that. And I'm not pointing anybody to anybody, because I'm not getting in the middle of a bunch of knife wars with this sharpener or that sharpener or the other sharpener. But there are sharpeners here on YouTube that take the time. Dude, that's flipping scary sharp. To actually teach what they're doing. And so many people never get the knowledge because they won't spend 20 minutes with a guy. There's my daughter. She's talking to Granny, and that's the way she says bye. Dude. But, they'll never grok it. They'll never get it. Make sure I ain't got no burr. Because they're too impatient to watch a guy that knows what the heck he's doing, but does not want to shorten things up for the sake of his YouTube channel following. I'm close to 890 subscribers as we talk here, and I might be end up over 1,000 before this video airs. I don't know. But I've been on YouTube 6 or 7 years, and I've not broke 1,000 viewers yet, or subscribers yet. And one of the reasons is that my videos are too long, and I know it. And people come on all the time, or they used to. Nobody does it hardly anymore, because they've gone on and moved on because they didn't like the length of the video. And I told them flat out, my videos are not 5 or 10 or 12-minute videos. And that's not what I'm doing here on YouTube, So I'm not as popular. One of the reasons is because my videos are long, and I know it. I don't care. I really don't. Absolutely. Because I would rather have 400 subscribers or 600 subscribers or 800 subscribers, or maybe by the time this video airs, 1,000 subscribers after 6 or 7 years of doing YouTube, that are real subscribers that love what I'm doing on my channel, love my content, like me, and want to watch my videos because of that are genuine, because I'm doing my best to be genuine, okay? Then 15,000 people that watch 2 seconds or 2 minutes of my videos and move on with their life and really don't give a flying flip about any of it. They're just trying to go to the next new thing or whatever it is. I'd much rather know that the majority of the subscribers that I have are here because they want to be here. So, but that's a fantastic stone. Now, I could continue on with this. It cuts well. I've heard people say these are really slow. Matter of fact, the gentleman that sent this to me said that these were kind of slow. And yeah, I could see it. I mean, if I was cutting on diamonds or if I was cutting on like aluminum oxide, these are, in my opinion, they're close to an aluminum oxide stone in speed. An oil stone aluminum oxide. But the India is a bit faster. But they're not super slow. In my opinion, they're kind of in the range of the old school oil stones and stuff like that. A bit faster than an Arkansas stone, that kind of deal. The cut is aggressive. The polish on this blade for fine, it's not like mirror, but you're not going to get a mirror polish with what people call a fine. But it's a really good smooth edge. It doesn't, is that a burr? Yeah, there's still a little bit of a burr there. Let me, if you have problems getting a burr off of a blade, see, it's gone. I wonder if it's turned on the other side. Well, there's a little bit left at the tip. Yeah. If you have problems getting a burr off, one of the tricks you can do, you have to have your technique down though, is lay that blade on the stone at the right angle. You can also hone like this, but I'm just trying to make sure I pull all that burr off the knife. So, but anyway, they're nice stones. I like this stone a lot. I'd love to have like a big 8x2 or 8x3 or whatever it is they come in of that stone. That's a slamming stone. If you went from just the fine side, if I went from like a fine India to this, I think you'd see improvement. I don't know what the grit rating of this is, but it leaves a finer scratch pattern than the fine India does. This medium, if I had one of these stones in medium and fine at an 8-inch by 2-inch or 3-inch or whatever they come in, and a thicker, like a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, whatever it is they come in, I'd use them a lot because this is a really nice stone. And for something that you would want to like just put in your pocket, see, it cleans pretty good, kind of like an oil stone does. But for something that you would want to just slip into your pocket and carry with you as a pocket stone to dress up or touch up, rather, a pocket knife in the field, this thing is ideal for that, in my opinion. And it's something that I highly recommend. This stone, just from, and I'm just cleaning it off of my t-shirt because I'm a hillbilly and I don't care. This stone right here, I highly recommend that stone. That's a fabulous stone. So, alright. I thank you for watching. Bless you, and I'll talk to you later.